Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, August 5th, 2021. Good morning, Miles. Let's jump right into crude this morning. Nine o'clock start. So that short has gone too far. So our first trade is the long, 913.58 on my chart. Oops. Entry at 68.13. Money management 68.32. Target 68.34, which we did hit. That's worth 21 ticks. And we came back down and second position stopped out at 68.19, which is worth 6 ticks. So 27 ticks and a POQ on one trade for the 9 a.m. session. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Ivan. Leaded gas. It had a pre-start time trade. It was bouncing back and forth. Our start time is the close of this bar, and this next bar was 9 seconds, so you may have had a chance to get in sync with that trade, and if so, that's a target 2 winner for 51 ticks. The entry was 26.08, money management at 25.63, and target at 25.30. 78 for target on the target 2. And we go to 25.53 for the stop from 26.08. So another 55 on the trailer added to 78 is 133 ticks at $4.20 a tick. So a very nice winning morning on unleaded gas this morning. Good morning, Pamela. And the pound Aussie. Kevin did post a note on Trade Today that he is going to be out today, so there's no session on Trade today. On my chart, I have a short coming up at 837.55. It's triggered in and just meandering about around the 50 EMA. So just waiting and watching there. Markets are open, and that was a valid long on the Russell. We have a crossover filtered short on the YM, and now a long at 786, and that should have had a chance to get in. And the YM doing Nice up move as well as the Russell. The first long stopped out. We have a second long, 21 to 25. Now, that one probably wasn't tradable. 4 seconds from entry to the next bar, which was halfway to money management. And target 1. So that will be a one and done session on the YM. Quick movement this morning. It looks like a big movement on soybeans as well. And looks like no trade there either. Going too far without coming back to our entry for a get in sync. Short didn't trigger. Now we have a long at 1333. I would bump that up a tick, being as that was the current session high. All right. And the Russell coming back down with a short. 32.48, 30. Yeah, probably in that one and taking the full loss. That's another one that you might want to wait for it to test the session high again before taking to avoid it, and you would have. And now we get another blue long followed by a stop and reversed short. So the Russell not being good to us this morning. Soybeans hitting target 1 and trailing now. That is our first trade of the day, so that will be POQ today. And stopping out at 33.75. That would be a couple of ticks from my entry. So soybeans is done. YM is done. Crude is done. Unleaded is done if you got into the initial short. If not, you picked up a break-even short. Then you had a short and then a stop and reverse long that did hit target 2 and minimum loss on that stop and reverse, so that should definitely get you to positive. 26 ticks on target 2, a fairly small trade, but is currently trailing. 26.49 is the current unleaded stop. Okay, looks like entry plotted at 32, so stop and reverse adjustment would take it to 36. Money management's at 46. Was at 46, and our target was at 58. And that's where our stop currently is at 58. Russell with target 1 on the trade off of the 50 EMA, the yellow trade. And now reaching for target 2 at 11.7. Stop at 7.7, 07.7. Good morning, Roger. Price movement is hopping this morning. Unleaded stop at 70, now 26.74 as it continues to move out. Let's take a quick look at what Catapult did. Entry at 68.13, so 68.23 is money management. Target 3 is 27. So 14 ticks on the target, and let's see where and it looks like 68.19, 6 ticks on the trailer. So 20 ticks this morning on crude. On Catapult, I'm assuming that was the first trade. Let's go back and make sure. Yep, that was the first trade. So Catapult getting it done on the 9 a.m. session, as well as Spotlight. Russell just missing its target 2 on that trade, stopping out for a partial on both positions at 08.3, and now picking up another long trade that's hit money management. This time we have a 57 tick target. So this one ought to get us positive if we can get to the target. Stop currently at 12.2. Unleaded stop at 26.88. Questions this morning. Not going to have a lot to keep watching. All right. And the Russell stopping out for another partial. And I would say the Russell is going to be done for the morning. It's still not a market that I'm really excited about. Just having to go to larger charts or larger bars to slow the chart down and just not getting as high quality trades. Okay, the Russell with a short. If you want to trade it and are still trading. Unleaded still in the trade at 88. Oh, okay. I see why it's not tracking anymore. We have a stop on reverse short entry at 93 that was hit. So we're not tracking that would be an exit point. No adjustment because we're well positive already. But if you kept the short, or rather kept with the long stop at 88, you would have survived, and our stop would now be at 27.17. And it looks like we're going to go to 27.19 on the close of this bar. All right. And it looks like unleaded stopped out at 27.19. So unleaded is done. Let's see what unleaded did on catapult. And the Russell hitting a target 2 and a nice trailer on that short. And that should be enough trades today on the Russell. Let's see what catapult did on unleaded. Come back to 9 o'clock. Okay, that was a little bit early, and avoided. Would have been a get in sync, but it hit the stop before coming back up to the entry. So our first trade would have been this short at 9 o'clock and 50 seconds. Getting target 3 for 38 ticks. Target 4 is 48. And coming down for a stop out at 25.56 from the entry at 25.78, so 22 ticks on the trailer. Now, that entry was 1 tick above the 50 EMA, so I would definitely have taken that to 1 tick, at least 1 tick below. But that would have triggered in anyway, and basically same result, just less 2 ticks on each position. And second trade would have been a full loss. And assuming the two wins or 1 loss, that is the end of that session. Everybody's being quiet this morning. 12 of you in here and only 4 likes. I'm going to have to do better. Heating oil, same 9 o'clock start. We pick up a short layer, 38 and same size bar, so 38 and 48 on the target. Targets 3 and 4. Set 752 on the stop from an entry at 767. So 15 ticks there. So positive first trade, and then a very nicely positive second trade as well. Another 38 and or 48 on trade targets 3 and 4. This time we pick up stop at 797 from the entry at 752. So that's 45 ticks on the trailer. So that did a little bit better. That's 2 wins and done for the heating oil's 9 a.m. session. Right, Craig. Sorry, if you've been on YouTube, you know that each video has to be liked separately. I started to say, if you can focus on that many, Ron, good luck. Yeah, it could be worse. You could be trying to call a trade room with 6 or 8 charts that you're trying to follow on one monitor. That actually would be Probably easier than following it on 2 different machines and 9 monitors. Thank you, Ron. If you can trade 3 markets at a time the way it's moving around this morning. Yeah. It's down to under 2 now, Ron. Ron's saying he has a 3-minute break now until the 10 a.m. session. And as Ron said in the chat, 10 a.m. session coming up in less than a minute now. About 40 seconds. So let's follow Catapult Energies for this one. Yeah. I certainly am not trading the new plans yet. These are basically just the defaults that I have up here. And just a note to keep in the back of your minds: regular schedule next week. Troy Monday and Wednesday, and I'll be in Tuesday and Thursday. The following week, I will be traveling. My wife has a class reunion, and we are going to go to that the following week. So I won't be in here, so Troy will be in Monday and Wednesday, but I don't know what the status with Tuesday and Thursday that week will be. That's going to be the 17th and 19th. Most likely the room will be dark those 2 days. And there is our 10 o'clock session. And nothing so far. Crude back down in the $68 a barrel range. Oh, actually opened at $68 even yesterday evening. Let's see what the range is. Step back to this chart a minute, since I have the high is 68.93 today, and the low is 67.61. So about a $1.30 range, and working on the top end of that at the moment. Still nothing happening. And upward moves on crude and unleaded, but no trades. As the fast cat line is hanging out above the slow cat line, so nothing happening with trades at the moment. Nothing from Spotlight either. I have that up on another monitor. Let's take a quick look at heating oil this morning. Ron says that's been running well, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's trade one. 38 and 48 targets. Those are going to be pretty consistent, apparently, unless there's key level adjustments. Hitting both of those, and a small trailer actually on this one. 752. Sorry, that looks just like the unleaded trade, I think it was. Yeah, 15 ticks on the trailer. Then you get the long, and these are just default calculators basically. Pretty much the same trade. Well, pretty much exactly the same trade for the second trade. And heating oil would be POQ on 2 trades. Looks like didn't trigger the short. Got another long winner. Fourth long winner. And that's where we are right now. And that happened too soon for our 10 o'clock sessions. Waiting for new trades. Taking some heat on the pound Aussie trade on my charts. But so far, nothing else has a trade on. There's a crossover, but we've got to get down below the 14 moving average. Haven't got a crossover on crude. It was there for a moment and then came back. We got a small crossover on unleaded, so we could potentially get a recross on a long trade. But so far, we'll have to get to get along. We'll have to get a crossover on the short side, the fast cat line below the slow cat line, and then a recross back above. Just have to wait and see. All right, and here's another cross below, looks like. Now if we can get the set below the 14 EMA, which if we close down here, it looks like it will, but it looks very much like we're not going to get a crossover. We're only going to get, okay, there's the trade. Short at 7.99, and that did just trigger in. Money management. Or target 1 at 781. And we've gotten as low as 786, getting close. And we've got a 1 tick crossover on the crude chart as well on this bar. But the bar closed up. So no trade on crude. And a full stop out on the unleaded trade. Should be about 23 ticks. Yep, risk was 23 ticks. So if you're doing a one and done or a one loss trade plan, that would end the trade plan for a 10 a.m. session. And there is a short on crude. $68.79. So money management at 69, which is target 2. Let's see if heating oil is... No, heating oil is still in its long trade. And the pound Aussie stopped out. And crude has triggered in. Money management at 69, and we have not gotten down there yet. Need 3 more ticks down to get to money management. Target 3 at 65. And unleaded with a long, that would not be part of the trade plans that I've seen, but I haven't looked lately at what Troy has posted. Got a couple of tick key level adjustment this time. We've only got 36 and 46 for our targets 3 and 4. Money management is at 14 ticks. Entries at 836. And money management is at 850. And that's a full stop out. Crude did get to money management at 69. The stop now at 78. And crude making target 3, targets 3 and target 4. And the trailer now starting to trail. Looks like it will come to 77 on the close of this bar. Let's see what heating oil is doing. Okay, the heating oil stopped out of its prior trade, so now it's waiting for a new setup. Crude stop just moved down to 73. Both targets hit. Targets 3 and target 4. All right. Not a lot going on. Crude catapult in 10 a.m. session trade. Stock currently at 72. Crude on the positive side this morning, but just kind of right now going sideways. 50 EMA being the magnet right now. Just oscillating around it. And now pushing down a bit. $68.71 for the stop on crude. Questions? That's the only chart that's active right now. We're looking for a trade on heating oil for using a 10 a.m. mini session approach. $28.66. Crude on a slow grind down. You have a good weekend, Roger. Looks like 68.62. Hiding behind the 50. Yeah, 68.62 for the stop on crude. 68.61 for the stop. We can push down through the 200. It's going to come down some more. It's got to push down and push the 14 EMA down at least one tick before it'll move the stop. One more tick. It can close down. It'll move down to either 58. As of the moment, it's going to stay at 61. And there we are, bar closing up, and the stop stays at 61. 14 EMA was at 57, which would put it 2 ticks away is 59, and that key levels to 61. That's where I would start, Craig. That's where I would start my testing, is with the same settings for MCL, which is the micro crude. All right, then we got a down close, and stop has now come down to 56. And a couple of bars closing there pretty quickly. See if it can work through the 200 EMA or if it's going to come back up. Still 68.56 for the stop. Looks like it's going to come down to 53 at the 50, either 53 or 50. It'll remain at 56 depending on where this bar closes, I would say. But looking like it's going to come down to 53. Don asking what happened to Kevin. I don't know. I just saw him post in the Trade Today room that he would be out today and there would be no session. He posted that yesterday evening. But he did say he'll be back in tomorrow, so he missed session this morning. And we all have situations where we're not in front of the computer for a day or two. 68.52 for the stop. Move down a little bit more. And 51. Crude actually starting a downward move now. Heating oil not picking up this short trade because it was just a kind of a slow rollover, and therefore we didn't get a setup below the 14 EMA. When the crossover happened, it was way up here, and that trade is filtered out. So we're looking for another crossover, and that has not happened. It has stayed. Fast cat line has stayed below. Looks like it got even on this bar. Yep. And if I refresh that, yeah, that turns back to red. It was only momentarily green. All right, still 68.51 for the crude stop. No trades on heating oil. Let's take a quick look at unleaded catapult. That's right, we had the two quick full stops before getting into the short that's matching crude now. But most trade plans would be done with those, would certainly be done with those two losses. $68.47 is now the stop. On the crude catapult crude trade. Take a quick look back at Spotlight and see what it did. Now it picked up a short here at 10.10. And I believe it did hit target 2. Target 2 was 72 for 12 ticks, and looks like one tick break even, one tick on the trailer. So that would be a POQ on that session. And still at 47, and just stopped out at 47 on the crude catapult setup. So that is done. Unleaded trade getting very close to a stop there on unleaded. That's probably not a trade plan trade. And we'll see if the up move continues, or if we continue going down here. Well, not any more questions coming in. So that leaves us with the only trade plans active at the moment are the pound Aussie, and it's actually in stand down from 10:20 to 11 o'clock. So the only thing we'd be looking for is heating oil, and crude and heating oil and unleaded are all not moving very fast this morning. So I believe I'm going to call it a morning unless there are additional questions. Everyone have a good weekend. Regular schedule for next week. Troy will be in on Monday and Wednesday. I'll be in Tuesday and Thursday. So everyone have a good weekend. And I'll wait just a few more minutes for any last questions. If you feel like you're getting value, please do hit the like button. That does help the channel. And if you want to get notifications when we go live, subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications. Click the notifications bell. And thank you, Craig, Ron, Pamela. You folks have a good weekend yourself, and good trading tomorrow. All right, folks. Everyone have a good weekend. We will see you Monday.